We'll start with an opening statement from Coach Fleck, and then we'll jump into questions. Coach, we'll start when you're ready.
First of all, I got to give Michigan State a lot of credit. I mean, you saw the same team I saw. They're very athletic. They're big. They're long. They're strong. They're deep. I mean, boy, I tell you, looking across there, I told our team before, I said, you can look across the field or you could not. That's your choice. I can't tell you what to do. But when you look across there, they're going to look really good. And you got to give them a lot of credit because I know they've been through a lot. And the way they fight, scratch, claw, is inspiring. A quarterback that came in did a lot of things to give them a lot of confidence. And Coach Harlan's done a really good job of keeping a lot of things together there. So I got a chance to speak with him pregame, and he's an elite man. So I really enjoyed our conversation. Got to give him a lot of credit because it was really hard for us. And really proud of our team, really proud of our family. Those are the whole words of the week. We had to play as a family. We had to play as a team. And ironically, when you look at who played really well today, who made some of the biggest plays in the game, they happened to be, Jojo Nuben, family. He's a 5th, 6th tailback. He was a safety last year and runs for 204 yards. We've been hit with the injury bug, and just to show people to be able to step in and be part of the family, we all had to pick it up, and he did too. And that was really amazing performance from him of getting his first quality time to do what he just did. Says a lot about Tyler, says a lot about his mom and dad, Sharice and Rodney Nuben. They're a huge piece of this family here, and they deserve a lot of credit for the type of parents they are to their sons and this football team. I think I'd probably speak for our team. They lead the parents on this football team, and really proud of them. Rylan Kelly with the huge onside kick recovery. Some of you had to look at your program. Who is 18? Who's 18? The Canadian, Rylan Kelly. And a lot of you have seen Thursday practices. We kick about 25 to 30 onside kicks. My goal, I'm actually the kicker, is to get them to drop the ball, get them to fumble the ball, get them to bobble the ball. I mean, we do it all the time, every Thursday. That's how we end practice. Kind of becomes part of a joke. They make it them versus me. I make it me versus them. And it's for moments like that. And I'm not saying that's just because of it, but you can, as a coach, you can go back and say, this is exactly why we do what we do. See the ball kicked. Was that close from calling a timeout? Because I could see his approach change. Then you just trust your players. I thought our defense was outstanding. They played Joe Rossi defense. They kept us in the game. They kept us in the game long enough to when we could finally start executing. I mean, we had the first 5 possessions were empty possessions. We fumbled twice. We get a hold, then we punt again. Then we throw a pick, or we fumble. We fumble the ball. I think that's how it went. Let me look at my actual notes here. Sorry, so many. Oh, we missed the field goal. We had 5 to 6 possessions in that first half that were empty until we got the field goal, and then we got the touchdown right before the half. And just before you ask me, I'm doing everything I can to see both sides of everything. I'd love to educate everybody that buys a ticket because, one, I appreciate everybody buying a ticket, but I want to educate them. I can't give them the ball back with time. You see, even with 18 seconds at the 25-yard line, 2 plays, you can be in field goal range. We still had a timeout. I want to bring it down under 30 seconds. That's plenty of time in football with the timeout. That's like 20 minutes. You could go get a soda and come back. We're probably still there. So I'd love to be able to educate and explain and teach people why we do what we do or why I'm doing that. It was very similar, to doing what we did the other day. So, I just appreciate everybody being here and cheering as loud as they did. And our home crowd really means a lot to us. So it was a good team win, good family win. It was an excited locker room in there. We were 1-0 in the Michigan State season, so got a lot of work to do.
PG, what went into switching Jordan's position, and what made you have confidence that he could do it today?
Well, he's been a running back this year, right? So that's the good thing. But we looked at our running back depth. We've lost, we lost about 3 backs that would be backs here today, would be our depth. And when we looked at that, we went through the 21 season, and then all of a sudden, Mo gets hurt in game 1. Then all of a sudden, the next guy gets hurt, and the next guy gets hurt, and the next guy gets hurt. Then Derek LeCaptain comes over from defense and has a touchdown versus Northwestern. It becomes a big factor. You can't have enough tailbacks, pair and a spare and air and another pair. It's fair. said the hair. I mean, sorry. Because I care. You ready? You want some more? Anyway, it's that's what we kind of did with the depth. And he started as the fourth, fifth tailback. He's always been really good. And we've always liked him, the ways he's ran the ball. Obviously, with Darius coming on the scene, then Darius hurt. And then, Sean has put the ball on the ground, but I still believe in Sean. Just when we went with Jojo, he started to become the hot hand. Zach being out, Bryce being out. I mean, and these are tough injuries for these guys to go through. I mean, a few of them are surgical. So, I mean, it's like, it's tough when you watch guys go down with that. But that's football. You can't prevent some of that stuff. But he's done a great job of being able to fill in, have the expectation continue to rise. And I think Nick McKissick-Luke is doing a phenomenal job coaching the running backs. Imagine that. Every day somebody else is gone. All the investment gone. Then you got to make the investment go quick. Xander Rockout moved over he's a true freshman. I mean, he was a really good rusher in the state of Wisconsin. And so we started going through on Sunday. We're like, all right, who ran the ball in high school? Let's start with that. Then we went through Xander. And then we went through Zaquan Bryan. And we're like, well, Zaquan, I watched him live do a lot of things with the ball. So he ran tailback as well this week. And it was the coaching that had to go into that was inspiring. And Nick McKissick-Luke really, I mean, he earned it tonight, man. What a great coach, what a great human being, what a great person, and just thankful he's part of our staff because he's made that running back room in a very challenging year, a very youthful year, a very inexperienced year, big question mark year, as you can see, 204 yards from JoJo.
What kind of lift did having Cody back give you?
Cody was on a pitch count, and he did a great job. I think he played like 40 snaps. That was exactly where the staff wanted him to be. Somewhere around that 70%, 40 plays, right around that. And I thought they did a good job of monitoring him. Of course, if it was up to him, I mean, he wouldn't come off the field. He'd play offense, too. That's the kind of guy he is. But, just really good to have him back. And you could just see that. But not having him back has made our linebacking core, not having him there has made our linebacking core have to grow up really fast. Maverick Baranowski's, right, the Devin Williams of the world. I mean, these guys have grown up. We talked about how well that freshman and sophomore played last week in a huge win for us, against Iowa, and probably two of the better players on the field in their freshmen and sophomores. So this is part of that developmental program as we keep going forward. And we just got to keep developing them and getting them better.
PJ, can you speak on your quarterback, Ethan? He seemed a little more poised today.
I thought he seemed really poised. Got hit a little bit more than he's probably been hit all year. They did a good job bringing some different blitzes, and they're strong, big, and long. And that's a really good front seven. They don't get enough credit for how good they are up front. There's a lot of transfers up there. They're very strong. They're very big. I thought Ethan hung in there really well. I thought he had a really good second half, kind of middle of the game into the second half. He still hasn't put together a complete game, but he does you're watching him manage the game way better. He has way more poise. Is he perfect? No. Is he going to be perfect? No. Ever? No. But I watch incremental pieces and parts keep coming together. Things he didn't do last week, he did today. There were some things that were in the dirt last week. Today they were on the money to Daniel. He made huge throws in crucial situations and moments. I thought Brevin Spanford really took a huge step forward, which is very refreshing. He's earned that ability for me to say that because we've been waiting for him to really turn it on. So I thought Ethan did a great job seeing the field today. The one you'd love to be able to have back with the interception. It's not acceptable. It's kind of like a punt. The way I have to at least mentally say, okay, let's move on. You look at it like a punt, but that was a little uncalled for. But other than that, I thought, looking at what he did, I thought he played better than he has. And again, we probably had one or two things that could have been caught. So 14 to 22, one touchdown, one interception. He was sacked 3 times. We got to eliminate those.
How big was the score before the end of the half with how your defense was playing to get the lead?
That's huge. That was a big drive for us. I thought Greg did a really good job of calling that. It was a really good play call at the very end. I mean, singling up there, kind of went into man coverage, single high, and Daniel did a great job running his option type route, and vertical took it. And even though the safety was in the middle of the field, he pushed so far over that Daniel just took it. And it was a good read by Ethan, and Ethan threw a heck of a ball because right before that he got hit and he got driven into the ground. I thought he bounced back to that, but that was huge for us. You know, we don't believe in momentum, but it was the next right step because we knew we weren't getting the ball in the second half. And it was something to feel good about going into halftime. Did a good job of winding the clock down to make sure they couldn't go ahead and answer that at all. Thought our staff did a good job with that and, you know, ended the half the way we wanted to do.
You had to be happy with the offensive line. They really wore them down in the second half.
Yeah, I think that's what the whole conversation was in the second half. The offense and myself was, all right, listen, I get it. We got this, we got that. But, you know, you could see towards the end of the second half, if we were going to move the chain, we were moving the chains, and we were moving the chains with the run game. Unfortunately, you know, we missed a field goal. Some other things went on, but we were moving the ball, and we felt, you know, hey, we need to be able to dominate the line of scrimmage here, and we got to take over the game. And I thought our offensive line did with our tight ends, just like I thought our defensive line did on the opposite side. I really think they did that. I mean, besides when Fleck came in and just scrambled all over the place and basically ran an organized/unorganized, called/not called draw where he could just freelance. He's a really good player. Kid's a young player, freshman. He's going to be a good player. But he sparked that drive for him. That was a huge pick at the end by Trey. A 4th and 1 call at the very end. You can go for it and end it. But we wanted to make sure no matter what, they were going to have to score plus get a 2-point conversion. If they missed a 2-point conversion, it was going to be over. And then with no timeouts, with about 2.5 minutes to go, everything in my body said go for it. But that in your heart, in your gut, in your soul, but then your brain takes over. And I believe in Dragon, and you know we made it a 15-point game, and at that point felt like we could rely on our defense with no timeouts. And if you stop on a 2-point conversion, the game's over anyway. So really, really proud of our defense holding them out of the end zone on that last drive.
Take 1 or 2 more.
You go formation into the boundary, and Crab delivers a thunderous block on Nuben's first TD. What did you initially see on that?
Yeah, I mean, he's got a crack block on that, but I think the guy kind of dove, and he kind of dove at the same time. I think it looked like way worse than it actually sounded or looked. I thought it was a great call by not calling it because he dove. Crab dove, kind of turned his back. The other guy turned his back. It was more like 2 shoulder pads popping, and you know, kid went forward. He didn't go in. You know, it wasn't a crack, and the kid went flying inside. He still went forward. But I thought that was, you know, that's his man, and he's got to seal that. And that was a springing block that got Jojo into the end zone.
We'll go ahead and finish with Andy.
I was going to ask about the Crab
Do
play.
we have one final question?
Yeah, for the just earning carries throughout the game and throughout the season. 40 carries for Jojo Nuben. That's the second player in your time at Minnesota ever to have 40 carries. Can you just speak to him and how he played today?
Yeah, everybody wants their opportunity until you get your opportunity. He took advantage of his opportunity. That's what I mean. Everybody wants their opportunity, and then it's here. You don't get to pick when that opportunity comes. It's a great lesson for all the young players out there, no matter what sport. You have no idea if you're a backup, if you're a 3, you're a 4, when your opportunity will come. And you got to control the controllable. He can't control that I'm going to play that person. Now, he can control his performance and go out compete those guys, which he's close. He's always been close. But when you look at where he measured up with everybody else, that's where he fit in training camp, and that's where we went into the season. But he's always been ready for his opportunity, always. He's not a guy that comes in my office and says, why am I not playing? He's not a guy that's complaining about his playing time. He's not sitting there saying, man, I'm going to leave. He's not doing any of that. He just works harder. He's a quad team member. He wears a certain sticker on our helmet that our quad team, all 4 special teams and majors wear. We celebrate him every Friday. We do a highlight tape for him. We cheer for him. Like our players love that part of our meetings. And JoJo's always on there. He's one of the most beloved players on this team. But he's always been ready for his opportunity. Sunday night football, when we play our Sunday night football, which we will do tomorrow night, he was outstanding in those. And that's how you keep him sharp in the bullpen. So when he's ready for his moment, he takes it. And he did tonight. Again, a lot of people say they want their opportunity. They say it all they want. And then you get it. Like I said, 90% of the things we actually wish and dream and hope for in our lives actually come true. It's just when you get it, what do you do with it? Do you run for 204 or do you run for 2? Jojo Nuben's a great example of that. So great team win, great family win. We'll enjoy this one, 1-0 against Michigan State, and then we'll set our sights on the next one. So appreciate everybody's support. Thanks to our fans. Everybody have a safe Halloween. Roll the boat, Sky, Go Gophers.
We'll have student athletes in here in a moment. Just some statistical information, those 40 carries, that's tied for 7th most all-time in a game in Minnesota. 204 yards, 28th most all-time. And then I think it was, counting the kneel downs, 21 straight rushes to end the game.
Where the mic stands.
Take questions for Ethan and Daniel.
You talked on Wednesday about how confidence you had in Jojo going into this game. What did he show you once he got his opportunity?
Yeah, he showed that he could play, and at this level, he showed that he's a great teammate. He showed the trust he has in the plays and the protection. Yeah, I'm just super proud of him and the way he played. I don't have words to describe how proud I am of him. He's waited a long time for this moment, and this moment came, and he did not take it for granted. Proud of the guys too. It's not just JoJo though. It's the offensive line. They played their butts off today. Receivers played their butts off today, and so did the defense and special teams. So I'm just super proud of this team.
Nathan, what got you guys out of that tough start?
Yeah, it was just, us being together and, the connections we have and the relationships we have. That's something we built all off season, and, it's not always going to go our way. And, it couldn't get any worse than how we started. I mean, I fumbled, critical mistake. Yeah, just us being connected and how close we are, we knew that, we're going to get this going. So.
How do you look at kind of taking on the number one role with this pass catching?
I look at it as like a leadership type thing, and knowing you always got to be at your best at every snap, and you can't take no plays off for granted. And being able to do that in practice and throughout training camp in the spring has really molded me into being ready for this position.
Did you take us through your touchdown catch there?
Yeah, we was actually trying to get a certain look for it all game, like lining up in that formation, but we never really got that look. So we was like, at this point, just screw it. And then we kind of taught on the sideline, we taught the route a different way, a little bit like a little just quick stutter, knowing they'll probably bring pressure, and then yeah, just execution at that point.
Ethan, how big was that play from your perspective, knowing that after everything that transpired and with the way the defense was playing, you had the lead at the half?
Yeah, I trust. I've said this a lot. I trust D-Jack so much. I think it meant a lot to do that. But like I said, man, I trust the guys around me. They're gonna make plays. I mean, a couple plays before that, I just throw the ball up and he just goes and gets it. I mean, he's just a one heck of a player. I'm so glad I get to play with him and get to throw to him. But it comes down to, the ball's going to be in his hands when it matters the most. And that was a big moment, and he delivered. It was an outstanding route, and he just, created separation. I just gave him the ball. It's just pitch and catch.
120 yards is a career high for Daniel.
Ooh.
Ethan, we saw your reaction when Crab threw that block on Jordan's first one. What did you kind of see on that play? And then Daniel, if you can kind of share your thoughts on Crab coming up in the
Right.
season for him.
Yeah, I can go first. Knowing like if you're a Minnesota receiver, you like a mentality wise is playing harder and longer than the opponent, and also like no play is a play off. And in the run game, you as a receiver, you're gonna run block. So you better be able to put your face in there and be physical at the line of scrimmage. And Crab embodied that. He really who's the one who's taught me that, and he really the whole group, and he embodies it every time he goes out there.
Yeah, just, Crab's story. And in that moment, I mean, not a lot of people recognize that, but that was such a critical block. It was such a big play. I mean, I saw that and I was like, I mean, he didn't catch the ball. It wasn't a ball thrown to him, but a block like that was a huge play. And I was just so proud of him. And, the things he's been through and, him to, make a play like that in a big moment. I mean, that just shows how hard he plays and how hard we play as an offense. I noticed it and I was like, yeah, that block was, it was crazy and amazing. So.
For both of you, but were you surprised how wide open you were, Daniel, on the touchdown?
I can't say I was surprised. I knew I'd have to beat the corner, and that was pretty much all there was. It was with another look, it was beating the linebacker. But with me being able to beat the corner, I knew that it would be the middle of the field would be wide open with them bringing pressure and then all the route concepts outside of it. So the stutter is really kind of what created the separation, and I feel like I did a good job of, being able to do that in the eighth and threw me a ball on the money, perfect. Being able I can run in stride and just get in the end zone.
You got behind the chains on one of the drives and in a big play, you hit that 30-yard completion to Brevin Spanford. Can both of you just speak to what you saw from Brevin today? Yeah, I was talking to Brevin before the game, man. I'm just so proud of him, too. I could speak on every single player on the entire team and how proud I am of them because everyone has their own story. And, things haven't gone Brev's way, and Brev would tell you guys that, too. But today he showed that, he's Brevin Spanford. He makes huge plays in big games. That's what he does, So there's never a doubt in my mind with him. Never. There hasn't been since I started playing, since I took my first snap at Penn State. First completion was to him, and there's never a doubt in my mind about him. I'm going to give him the ball when he's open, so, yeah.
Yeah, that high point catch he had made was a huge point in our drive and getting us moving forward. But I was talking to him after the play, and I was like from my perspective, me being on the outside running the route, it's like he jumped 20 feet in the air, and he palmed the ball like it was he had 3XL hands. But it was dope to see Brev do that. So.
What can you say just about the offensive line's consistency that paved the way for another, running back and also putting down Tyler Cooper, just the consistency that they've shown in the running game all year?
Yeah, if they could be up here right now, I wish they could. They've, the offensive line, they don't really get any credit, but a lot of the things that happen, most of the things that happen, actually, all the things that happen on offense are because of them and the plays they make. They work extremely hard in the film room, in practice, off the field. Just that group of guys and how their relationships together are just, I haven't seen anything like it. They're all so close. They spend all the time with each other. I'm super proud of them. I love them to death. They're going to be my friends for life. But it's really that connection that we all have. That's something, I really want to emphasize on is just the connection that we all have. And I think that's why, Nuben has big games or D-Jack has big games. It's because we're all so connected and we all play a part. And the offensive line just does an incredible job. And I couldn't be happier and more proud for them because they deserve it.
How do you guys view how close Tyler and Jordan are?
Yeah, they're.
They do everything together. They room together the night before the hotel, and then if I've stopped up there, I've seen them. They just playing Madden or something like that. They're real the embodiment of family. The definition of forget about me, I love you. They really embody that with each other.
Ethan, how key were some of the things you were able to do formation-wise to get numbers and good looks in the run game?
Yeah, for sure. All week we knew that, we wanted to run the ball in certain looks. We wanted to throw in certain looks. The formations we did were based on what we saw on film. So, all game, they came out and did a little bit of a, 4-man. They play us a little differently than how they been playing usually all season. But, it was just adjusting, knowing that, okay, if they're going to give us different looks, then, we got to start doing a little bit of different things. And that's what we did. It was just adjustments. So, great job by Coach Harbaugh. He's just so intelligent. Coach Fleck, the offensive staff, they're able to adjust on the fly. I couldn't ask for better coaches. It comes down to them and then just us executing.
Daniel, heading into fall camp, you talked about watching the little details or the intricacies of Cooper Kupp and Steph Diggs heading into the season. How does it feel to see that hard work pay off in the little details and creating separation?
Right. Yeah, and it never really stops. You're always studying the game. whether that be in the film or just on YouTube on your phone. But being able to take the things like I said that you learn and you see from them and enact it within yourself and kind of put your own little special twist or maybe your own special way to it is something I really try to do. So I would agree with your question.
Nathan, your defense got Cody Lindenberg back. What do you feel that meant to them and to you guys even?
Yeah, I mean, mentality as a team is always the next man up, but Cody is a special player. He's a very good, very, very, very. He's a freak athlete. That's the only way to describe him. Meant a lot for sure, just to have him back. But our defense is our defense, man. I don't really have words. I wouldn't want to play us on defense. So.
Yeah.
One or two more, or is everyone all set? Nathan, Daniel, thank you guys.
Thank you, guys.
Jordan and Tyler in here next. Tyler and Jordan, take a seat and go ahead and jump into questions.
Brother Nuben, who's the best athlete in the Nuben house?
Right here, right here. Hey, look. First, I just want to say, bro, I'm so proud of this kid right here, bro. Like, it's been a long time coming, man. All he does is grind. All he does is work, bro. And you see that, man. You see the fruition of his hard work, bro. All he does is put his head down and work. So I'm just so proud of this kid, man. So proud of him.
Jordan, what did it mean to you to kind of have a breakout game today?
It's just great. I mean, the coaching staff put a great game plan together. The O-line was blocking great. Receivers were blocking great. So it just feels good to be out there with my team. I just love this game.
Did it feel like 40 carries?
Yeah, it did. It definitely did, but it was fun to be out there.
Jordan, what do you remember about that transition you made from playing receiver in DB in high school to college running back?
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely a big transition. A lot of work put in, but at the end of the day, it's all worth it.
Tyler, cameras caught you sprinting down the sideline to celebrate his first touchdown. Just what did that mean to you both?
Bro, everything, man. Like, honestly, it was such a surreal moment, bro. Just seeing him cross that goal line, cause I know what he's capable of. You know what I mean? And not a lot of people did. So just seeing that, I had a little big brother moment. But right after, I had to lock back in, cause man, I gotta go back on defense now. So it was a little bit of a toss up whether I could stay in the moment or not. But it was awesome, bro.
What did it mean to you, Jordan, to see him as one of the first people down there to celebrate with you on that touchdown?
I mean, it's just surreal. I mean, every single day being able to see him in the facility. He's just a great mentor, a great brother. He's a great person to everybody, not just me. So it's just amazing being able to share this moment with him.
You mean that, bro?
Of course.
Oh, appreciate that.
Jordan, Coach McPherson has obviously been an impactful person in your journey. How much of an impact has he had on you?
I mean, it's just he's took me to a whole new level. I mean, he's just a great coach. He does a great job with everybody in that room.
Tyler, what have you seen in Jordan? Just kind of been working and putting in the time and waiting for his moment.
Like I said before, just really being one of those guys that's just behind the scenes, just putting his head down every single day, just being really consistent in his work. He had to wait his turn a little bit in that running back room because we got great running backs all over the place. Great coach, but I always knew he was gonna be ready for his shot. That's why I kept preaching to him, just keep his head down, just be ready for your shot, and here it was, and he was ready.
What was it like in the hotel room last night? You guys roomed together? Mm-hmm. What was it like, you two hanging out last night?
I told him what was going to happen today. I told him he was going to have like 200 yards, and we was going to get interviewed at the end of the game, just like this. I told him. I told JG, I told him that every time I say something, I don't like to break my promises, so he had to go make it happen.
Tyler, it must have been nice to have Cody back, huh?
Man, awesome. It was awesome, bro. We missed that guy. He's such a connector of our whole defense, just his energy, the way he just conducts himself every single day. It makes everybody just elevate with him. So having 45 back was definitely huge.
Jordan, what about outside zone do you think fits your skill set?
I mean, it's just a great play. I mean, our coaching staff, it's a great play. It is, and our coaching staff does a great job with it. our line always blocks it good. So just being able to stretch and puncture is just what I love to do.
What did your parents have to say?
Man,
So
lot,
proud.
a lot. Like they were screaming, crying all day. Like it's just amazing moment for our family, man. I'm just so glad I could be a part of it, bro. Like honestly, like this is one of the main reasons I came back to play one more year with him, and being able to see him do that, being able to share this moment with my family, it means everything to me.
What were backyard football games like between you two?
No comment.
Yeah, some fights. There are a lot of fights.
We saw how hard you ran today, Jordan. If Tyler was in the hole, would you run him over? Or what would be the result of that?
I don't know. I don't know, man.
Might
I'm not
gotta
gonna
pull
say
up some
too much.
practice
I'm not
film.
gonna say too much.
You can pull up some practice film for that.
Jordan, do you feel your offensive line pretty much wore them out in the second half?
Oh yeah, of course. Obviously, yes, they did. They did. Wore them out.
When you saw Crab make that block and you saw all that open space, what was the feeling for you?
It's just surreal. I mean, I don't even know what to say. I had no words. It was just a great feeling to be in the end zone.
Knowing you had the confidence to do this and seeing it come to fruition, what does that mean to you just moving forward?
I mean, just every day's a grind. You got to take it one day, one step at a time, one day at a time. So just being able to be consistent in my work and being consistent in my craft and continuing to do it is what matters.
You got that Nuben work ethic, man. You see the name on the back, man. It don't change. It don't change.
Tyler, what have you noticed from the defensive line, the physicality, being able to get out the blocks up there? How key has that been in the past couple weeks?
Yeah, I think our D-line is doing a better job than they ever have with my 5 years being here. Debo has been a really great leader, really great influence for them boys, especially him being here, being in this system. I really think they're starting to understand their role and why things work the way they work on our D-line. And you're seeing them just make plays just because they understand the why. They know why they're doing it. They know why they have to level rush. They know why they have to counter back if they get past the level of the quarterback. And they're doing those things with great detail, and those things it helps you make plays. So, yeah, Debo's done a great job with them, man.
In the start of the game, 5 possessions really quick in succession, and you guys held them just 35 yards. How big was that for you guys to get those stops with the offense, turn it over?
Yeah, it was huge, man. It's a team game, so, you know, we just go out there and do our job. We're going to go out there and do our job every single time. And we started taking that one play at a time mentality over the bye week, brought that into the Iowa game, brought that into this game, and that's just what we're going to do the whole rest of the year, just take it one play at a time, do our job.
Do we have any more questions?
They mentioned that you guys play Madden together a good amount. Who wins those games?
I'm going to let him answer that.
Rough sledding for me.
Yeah,
That's all
yeah.
I'm going to say. Rough sledding for me. Yeah. I'll give him that. Yeah.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you.